Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided, to change the course of the readings, and I'm going to be reading for this bond. I read the news about Blackpink Jisoo and Bo-Hyun, the actor, that they are reportedly to be dating. So yes, I wanted to pull some cards to see how their bond is developing, and of course I'm really excited for Jisoo. I love both of them, so I'm like really excited about this. So yes, and I'm here with my cat that she's playing very in a very wild way. So I definitely, if you hear some noises in the background, it's her. Um, and I talking about Blackpink members. The other day I read a comment about someone wanting me um, to do this um, relationship reading between Lisa and this other guy. I always forget his name. I always am like, oh, I believe his name is Alexander, but no, it's not Alexander. I believe it's Frederick or something like that. Well, the wealthy guy. Um, and honestly, I want to share my experience with this because I remember I once wanted to do the reading and I pulled cards and I didn't get anything. Actually, the cards that I did get were very confusing and I just couldn't deliver the reading. I was like, this is not proper to deliver as a reading because from both parties it was very confusing. The resolution of the reading also wasn't clear. So I don't know, guys. From my point of view, pulling cards from them, I didn't get anything of substance to share with you. That's why I didn't do it. And I think I will wait until something new comes up. But there was something about the nature of the relationship that just wasn't what people think it is. So yes, to continue with this new couple, um, I placed him on the left and Jisoo on the right. And I believe he is a Capricorn. I never done like a personality reading for him. I should probably. Um, but it's interesting. It's very interesting. He is a Taurus, I believe, and she is a Capricorn. So yeah, I can see them, them, the compatibility. But besides that, like, let's begin. I placed him on the left. He got the Four of Wands, Four of Pentacles, and Knight of Wands. Definitely, I can feel the Taurian energy very well here. And Jisoo got the Tower, the Knight of Swords, and the Judgment in reverse. Thank God, in reverse. But I think that, you know, when I see these cards, I get this feeling of like, wow, how different it is. I still have to say this because this is not the first time I mention this, but you can see from both piles that their energy is very different when it comes to the news being out. Definitely for the man is different, and for the woman in the relationship is different. It's a bit shocking. It's like it's going to happen someday, but when it happens, you do fear the consequences, or you do fear like a bit unstable. Not so happy. And then the cards of the energy as an overall of the relationship, we have the Chariot, the King of Wands, and the Free of Wands. A lot of wands, guys. A lot of wands, definitely. So I can see that these two could have a potential future. There's a lot of things being done together. Like a lot of like, let's go, let's do this, let's. I don't see feelings. I don't perceive like, okay, like, oh, I'm in love, but I do perceive a lot of chemistry, definitely. From his side, I'm like, oh my God, this guy is so happy. Like, I don't know the guy, but his energy is so passionate. He's so passionate. Like, there's something about him feeling like celebrating this actually, and him already feeling established. I think that I don't know if he's the one that wanted to ask her out, and he sort of had to do a lot of things to, I don't know, maybe get her number, or just like to come close to her, or to have the opportunity to talk to her, or to invite her to a date. There's something about him feeling victorious, like finally. And I think that this has been going on for a while, because there's something about here with the Four Wands, the Four of Pentacles, that talks about stability. He's like, finally, I have my stability with her, and nobody's moving me from here. So I swear this guy is very vested. The guy is he wants this with her. He wants her, definitely, and he's ready to fight whoever. Like, I remember seeing him in like in different K dramas, and he's a very attractive guy. He's also very proactive. But there's something about his character in real life that I think that it matches very well his characters. There's something about him being a fighter in the relationship, in the sense that he's like going to want to save her, want to be there for her, want to fight for the relationship. There's something about him having a very strong willpower, and he's actually very happy, very happy, or very excited, but also I sense that he's very stubbornly holding on to this. I don't know if it's because from both parties, they have like these advisors, that these people that are like, oh, this is not good for your career. I think that he's like, no, nobody is telling me how to live my life. Like, I want this with her. So I will keep on being in this. He's very attracted to her. There's something about him feeling very masculine towards her, feeling very affectionate. I sense that, like, comparing the two energies, probably he's a bit much for her when it comes to how fast he's developing this desire. There's a lot of desire, guys, here. With all these ones, like, I feel like I'm on fire. Like, I feel like he has this sort of need to be close to her, to see her. There's also something about possessiveness. Probably he's a very possessive guy. Not creepy, not. I think that this is historian behavior coming in. But there's something about him feeling proud and being like, okay, this is my person, so I take care of my person. Um, and him being very affectionate as well, very masculine, very and the both of them got knights. So there's something about doing a lot for the relationship, moving they are not, like, I don't see that there's one of them that is like, um, just still, and nothing is going on. I sense that for him, this is like a dream come true. Probably she is her, his, I'm sorry, I'm confused today with the pronouns. She is his ideal girl. I feel that there's something when you have a bias, and you are like, oh, I will never get my bias. Well, something like this. But he's happy. He's so happy. He's so radiant, so full of energy, very energetic guy. He's not afraid to show how he feels, not at all. He's actually very happy. And then from Jisoo's side, it's another story with Jesus' side. She got the Tower, Knight of Swords, and the Judgment in reverse. And I always get the Knight of Swords with Jisoo. I don't know what is it about. Probably it's her moon in Aquarius. There's something about very cold about her, and I'm not saying that she's a cold person, but I think that for her, it takes a while to connect with emotions. It takes a while. And she is still not comfortable. Definitely with the Tower, it's like, wow, like, my whole life just changed, and I feel like I have to defend myself. She does have the fear of being judged. I don't think that it's about any specific someone, but she's like resisting the change. You know, she's like, okay, I like this, I want this, but I don't know if I want to be judged. You know, um, but I think that she's going to be okay because the card of the judgment came like you know, in reverse. So there's something about releasing that concept of I'm going to get judged. You know, I think that um, I don't know why what people around her tell her. You know, because I remember when I read for her, and this other actor, the Snowdrop actor, she would also get the Knight of Swords, and I believe that in other readings she would also get the Knight of Swords. So I believe that the Knight of Swords somehow represents her energy. You know, I believe she's very intelligent, but she's too intellectual sometimes, you know, too intellectual. Um, it feels like she has to defend herself with words, but I fear that the words don't come out or don't come out the way she would want to. So I don't know if she's a bit afraid of her communication skills. You know, there's something about her being on the defensive, definitely. Okay, if you say something to me, I'm going to say something back, but you know, coming from a place of like, I I feel insecure. So definitely for her, this news, this even the potential relationship has been groundbreaking, has been, you know, very abrupt. It had changed her whole life, basically, you know, the routine that probably she was used to. I don't know if she dated other people and this didn't work out, or this was traumatic somehow, or you know, things were very challenging for her emotionally, I believe. But nevertheless, I don't see emotions. You know, I don't. I guess she's just a bit shocked about what you know, how fast things are going. Um, she's not going to get judged. You know, I think that people are going to be very happy. I am happy for them if this is true. But from her side, there's something about, you know, um, yeah, about not wanting to realize something. You know, because also the judgment is about, you know, a certain calling that when something happens in your life, or when you are like, you know, facing a new chapter or something like this, you have to be willing to receive this calling, you know, this sort of awakening. And I think that she's fighting to not be awake of something, to not um, connect with something. And it's definitely for me to see these cards coming from a place of, you know, a bond reading, like how do you feel about each other. I sense that she's a bit like in denial about what's going on with him. Um, she's very surprised. She's very like, I think that she's communicative with him. She talks to him, but I sense a lot of like that it's going to take a while for her to actually like enjoy this. I don't know if there's something about her like not being used to enjoying things or having good things happen to her. Um, because she does feel like, you know, everything it's like sort of like chaotic. And from what I see in his from his perspective, I see a lot of brightness. I see a lot of happiness. I see a lot of openness. But from her side, I see a lot of dark moments, a lot of like, oh my God, like, what is this? And I don't know if she's like the kind of person that probably could sabotage the bond and could actually making it difficult for him to figure her out, because there's something about her being very intellectual, or being I don't know why, but I think that the way she would talk to him is the way she would talk to one of her friends, so there's a bit of informality in here. And like her being very awkward socially. I don't know much about Jisoo, honestly, but more about being afraid of the repercussions of her career, and everything that we can think about, of her being so popular, and her and her being on the spotlight. I think that it's more has to do that probably she doesn't have that, she's not that romantic. She's not that romantic. There's something about her being totally like disconnected, and a bit feeling a bit cold. Like, yeah, like let's do this, but like I feel like I cannot believe that I am in this connection with you, because I don't know what to do in this connection. Probably being very awkward, from his side, it's more about like him being really excited, and her being very much like, yeah, of course I see her moving, I see her with the Knight of Swords. The communication is there, but there's something about, um like, she is a bit shocked by this. She's like, okay, this is where we are at now, okay, so I think that she still is still a bit early to see, how she feels about this, but definitely it's sort of like it seems like it confuses her, and it puts her in a situation of like, okay, yes, I'm going on a date, or yes, I'm doing this, but there's there's something about her not wanting to face something. I don't know. It's just that with this major arcanas in here and the Knight of Swords in here, I think that it's this guy is going to like. I'm happy that he's so stubborn, like I mentioned at the beginning, because honestly, I think that he's going to have to do a lot to win her heart, because she's very cold. She's like, and when I say this, I don't mean she's cold or detached, but yeah, there's a lot of detachment in here. Like, there's something about her, and I don't think that it's personally towards him. I think that she still hasn't allowed herself to feel like this. She's still learning about relationships. She's still learning about people, about allowing herself to feeling desired, to feeling special. There's something about she's still learning. She's still, like, for her, this is new, this is unexpected, this is surreal, this is a bit like shocking, and she's trying to, adapt, but she's still a bit like not so comfortable, and then for the relationship, I got the Chariot, the King of Wands, and the Free of Wands. A lot of wands, and also with the Chariot, it means that the connection will continue, that they will keep going towards something. Here with the King of Wands, definitely I see him, him actually doing a lot for her, being like the man in the relationship, being a very proactive, traditional, dominant man. And there's a lot of plans together, there's a sense of like, okay, let's do this, so this is why I think that probably he's like, sort of like noticing her nature and being like, okay, I know I have to move and be the one that initiates this in order for us to move forward in this relationship. Like, um, we have to do more. We have to move more, you have to see me more. There's something about him, like sort of like taking the lead in the relationship, because I believe that he sort of can see. Maybe he's older than her, so there's something about, but he's also more experienced. I think that for him is a bit much more. I have to see his birth chart, but I think that he has a very interesting mix of Taurus and Aries. There's something about him being very passionate, very straightforward, very manly. And he's like, okay, since he sees that she is a bit, I wouldn't say she's hesitant, but she's a bit overwhelmed by all of this. So he's like, okay, if I'm the one that, that initiated all this, I should be the one that continues this. So I'm going to come up with new plans, with new ideas, with new dates, and it's going to be exciting because I don't want her to get bored of me. you know I don't want it to get boring. I want to, and I also want to let her know that I'm invested, that I'm interested in her, and that I'm not moving anywhere. I'm here, and I'm not going to, quit. So it's very loving from his side. Obviously, like I mentioned at the beginning, probably for her, his his attitude is a bit much. She probably is a bit overwhelmed because she's not like that. For her, it takes a while. For her, it takes a while. Um, but yeah, actually, when I see all these cards, I also remember Jenny's reading with Taeyong, and she also got these very like, very conflicted kind of cards. A lot of, in her mind, worrying a lot. In this case, you know, I don't see Jisoo being worried, but I do see her being on the defense. Like, okay, I have to say this or I have to do this. So I don't know. I think that for her this is like probably is unexpected. Maybe she didn't expect the news to come out right away. She thought she had time, and all of a sudden now it's here. So yeah, guys, I think that we have to understand the different points of view. And like I mentioned, being a woman in this industry, she must know why this is probably not making feel so comfortable. Probably the coming out of the news, maybe for her in particular, this is very like, this is not what I wanted, and I feel like everything is shaking, and I don't like it, and I'm feeling like on the defensive, and I don't know what to say, something like this. But yeah, I think they are going to be okay. But yeah, this is very early also, guys, to judge this connection. But yeah, there's a lot of willpower in here. So yes, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.